show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Lining up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed. Skipping out, no, I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Ooh, you take me higher. Ooh, you take me higher, baby. Take me higher. Ooh, you take me higher, baby. Take me higher. Ooh, you take me higher, baby. Take me higher. Yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Radical Truth to Power, the progressive news show with Let's Be S3. I am your host, Marlon Clyburn, along with the full crew of Theas Robinson, Anna Hart, and Tracy Carson. On today's show, I have made up my decision. I'm tired of getting pissed off. I ain't going into my birthday week being pissed off at what these people did to us all those years. So we're going to have a little more relaxing day, which is rather funny considering that's what I use Saturday Night Vibe for was a relaxing day. But hey, we're going on our third season. Minds can change. So today I'm going to push the button because this is something that I'm probably going to go into next week too. And I have to explain it because I think people was getting confused at the title. And the title is Top 5 Most Out of Touch Comments. And what I mean by comments, I mean statements that we grew up on, or people who are out of touch with reality about how life really is because they live in this warped reality because they lived in that reality and they figure everybody lives in that reality. So those are the most out of touch comments I was talking about. Also, the returning of Real or Nah, in which, again, me and Foxy disagree on. But the disagreement is with a twist. So pay attention to that. It's not as black and white as everybody thinks of it. And of course, Foxy's videos of the week. But of course, before we even get started, Brother Theas Robinson, fresh off an anniversary, how are you today?
I'm all right. How y'all doing?
That's the shortest thing I ever got. Good. Great and wonderful. Anna?
I'm all right.
Hey, glad all four of y'all on tonight. Yeah. Shot. Tracy.
I'm doing fantastically well. The sun is shining and it's 36 degrees. And my blood sugar is good.
Thank you, Tracy, for putting some words in there. Thank you. Appreciate it. So without any further ado, let's get this party started. So let's start off small and work our way up. Buying a house. And by the way, I'm going to tell y'all right now, do not look at the video. It is very distracting. I apologize for it. It doesn't add anything into this whatsoever, but I couldn't find a way of removing the video from the audio. So don't look at the video in the background. Just Pretend it doesn't exist. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I don't want nobody coming and talking about that video was very distracting. I know it is. So buying a house.
Story 4. Why are you still living at home at 23? Just buy a house. Coming from someone whose parents bought her a house. Have a friend whose wealthy parents paid for his schooling, his rent, his startup, his car, and his down payment. He asked when we were finally going to buy a house because renting is such a waste of money.
Oh, these are all short too.
Oh, was that the whole video? I thought you were just
Yeah.
cutting it short.
No, that's the whole video. Well, the first of it. That's the first.
Well, I mean, that's out of touch, but it's out of touch for a reason. I mean, okay, you said you wanted to be more lighthearted, and I'm going to concede.
No. I know the subjects are not going to be more lighthearted. It's just not going to be something that's going to have us going to bed going, you know.
Well, I'm just saying that, everybody doesn't live in the same reality. So if you came from a family that was able to take care of all of your wants and your needs and get you a firm start into your adulthood, isn't that what we would all want for our children, technically? So that's how he grew up, and his perception is skewed accordingly. Somebody would have had to expose him, or he would have had to have the natural curiosity, which isn't assigned to everybody, to be able to really see past his obvious, right? To him, this is what you should do. This is what should happen. And the fact that it didn't happen for you, oh, that's news to me. What did your family do wrong? So that's
that kind of what the part that kind of throws me is, and I got one that's later on. I may actually go ahead and play it next. Is I, of course, living in a different time, hate the idea that, well, my parents actually paid for this because they wanted me to have a better life. So then that kind of rose to, so why do your parents not want you to have a better life? And it's like,
well, that's
not what that means, man. That's not what this means.
That's not what it means to you. But to someone who doesn't have any educational background in this particular area, it's a blind spot. This is why we have a lot of problems with conservatives. They don't have a perception of anyone who's lived different than they have. So if you've lived different from them and it wasn't to the betterment, then something was wrong with your family, right? They struggle with seeing a larger context. They just do. Nobody taught them. So I feel you. Like, I wouldn't have to sit here and be like, look, man, the blah, 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 the blah, 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 da, 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 da. You ain't gonna hear nothing I'm saying, no way. But, but the reality is, some folks just ain't there, bro.
Anna, you got anything?
I think he has said before really perfectly that a lot of people have moralized wealth or poverty more so. If we haven't pulled ourselves up by bootstraps or whatever, we just ain't working hard enough. I grew up with that sentiment all around me. So 80s and 90s in a diverse Long Island community, but it was a middle class. It was right next to where all the kids have pools, kind of thing. I did not. I recognize I had a very privileged. Sorry, it's been a day. I had a very privileged childhood. It was when I was hit with a chronic illness at 18 and couldn't go out and work, do that American dream. And, it's when you see both sides, because my parents took me around and we we saw people from all over. I loved the Toys for Tots drives that we had. We had some pretty spectacular events in New York City, and I guess another privilege. I was able to get to that. Um, and I got to know all kinds of people, and it's just I recognize why you're saying let's go a little less. Um,
Deep.
yeah, the Black American history of the 60s through now. But you know that I'm still gonna ask questions. You know Theus is still gonna put something in there. You know Tracy's gonna add. Oh,
I know.
Yeah. Sorry, I
Well,
babbled.
Theus won't be adding as much as he usually does because I believe that I, one, talk too long, too much, and two, people aren't really hearing what's being said. I mean, I granted now you guys do listen, and I appreciate that, but it's just exhausting. It's exhausting. Like I think the most tiring thing for me, and no offense to you, bro, the most tiring thing for me is when I hear other black people say that our history is depressing or it's tiring. That hurts me because I enjoy looking at these things. I guess because I look at it from a slightly different point of view. But that is the predominant feeling because it is a lot of pain, in our story. But it's it's not our fault. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I refuse to take that on me. I want the folks who inflict the pain to be tired of it, not us. But I feel you. I get it all the way around. But I don't know. I've been doing a lot of soul searching, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I fit with certain things anymore. So I'm just trying to be a little less rambunctious on certain topics.
I guess, and I'm not saying that you said it, I said this. I know that's a long tongue twister. When it comes to Black history, I know what we're going to get into. And I knew it exactly what we was going to get into because I sat there and said, I am not going to do the cookie cutter Black history that we learned throughout the school system that was whitewashed for not knowledge base, well, not only for knowledge base, but for Disney's sake to not rile up the minorities in this school, in my classroom, or whatever. I'm not going to do that because it is history. We need to know this stuff. And I do mean we need to know it. If people don't want to hear it, cool. Glad you watched the video. You can go live your little happy life and knock yourself out. Because if you're not even paying attention to this, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other stuff you're not paying attention to. And the point of holding the conversation with you is null and void anyway, because I have better things to do. But on this show, with this panel, you're going to get the truth You're going to get the uprising. You're going to get the noise. You ain't got to watch. Trust me, YouTube has billions of videos on. Billions. So you ain't got to come on here and tell us how your feelings was hurt. And that's the long time ago and everything. Hey, knock yourself out, buddy. Apparently you didn't have nothing to do for lunch. But you chose my video and you watched my video and you listened to us talk. Like I said, the numbers are showing it. People are watching. Now, put that to the side, and I know beyond a shadow of a doubt how far my mental health can go doing these videos week after week after week after week. And when I get to the point where after videos, I'm sleeping later and later because I am so pissed off and so angry and so frustrated, not only because of what happened to our people, but for the same sake of listening to the same long time ago. Wasn't that big of a deal? Fake news, anecdotal evidence that it even ever happened. I know my mind.
You
I
guys have
know my
no
mind. And this is a journey. This is not a race. And I'm going to be in this for the long haul. I'm only about to be 51. I want to be doing this well into my 70s. And I'll be damned if I'm going to let anybody mess up my mind ahead of schedule. So, yeah, you watching the videos. And all I can think of to myself is, yeah, I probably got 10 people watching the videos and going, oh, that's BS and everything else. But I promise you, in the back of my mind, I always got that one person that watched that video and went, oh, I didn't know that. That's pretty bad. Let me learn more. And I'm after that one person. So that's my reasoning, my excuse, whatever. These videos that I'm showing today is sort of like not that far off the situation. And Anna, you hit it right on the nail. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. You didn't work hard enough. Been hearing that. We've been hearing that pretty much since we was freed. You're in the position that you in, even though we don't put so many obstacles in your way that you can't overcome. And if you're in the position that you're in because you didn't work hard enough, pull yourself up by the bootstraps, yada, yada, yada. We're still hearing it
See,
today.
there's that one guy who did it.
Yeah, that one guy that did it. So
that
if
one
he
guy.
can do it, you can do it. Yeah. And that one guy that did it is actually trying to tell his people, if I can do it, you can do it.
Because he's part of the system.
Exactly. So
For
some
those
of
who
these
didn't see
videos
it,
is actually going to cross over. Some of these videos is actually going to cross over. I didn't think about it until now, until Anna said, pull yourself up by the bootstrap. Yeah. Some of these videos I'm sure maybe have a crossover to what we've been talking about for the last month.
In disability, there are certain frameworks that keep us poor and dependent upon the health care that we get and in my case, $900 a month average. And it just, it's barely enough to put a fair
one of the
third
dark.
rent. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
When I had my child by myself, I asked the government. I didn't have her. I was taking care of you, smart little. When I was taking care of my child by myself.
Well,
The
we should
best
get screenshots of this face sometimes.
they just listen too closely. When I was, he does. He catches stuff. This is like, what? The only thing I asked the government for ever was not child care, was health benefits for my daughter, not me. I'm taking this. I'm taking the leap that if something happened to me, oh well, but at least my child would be taken care of. They literally looked at me making a little above wages then, and said, "You make too much money." I'm like, "What do you mean I make too much money?" Like, yeah, you make too much money. I said, "Well, how much money do I have to help to get child care and health insurance for my child?" It got to be a little lower, like 200 or blah, blah. I said, so in other words, so if I was unemployed, I could get it. The lady looked me straight in the face and went, pretty much, yeah. I was like,
Really
my,
wanna look behind the curtain? I mean, it all blends in together. One, you have the sexism of it. Since you're a male, there's not a lot of support systems that are out there for you.
well,
What you'll hear though, if you say this in the wrong circles, is there'll be a social worker in the crowd and they'll pop their head up and they'll say that men are eligible for everything that women are. Use a lie. Maybe that's written somewhere, but are you telling me all the men? When you roll by the homeless encampments, that's all ego while they out there? That's why that is? Oh, okay. Reason why when you look at the hiring classes is it's overwhelmingly female. That's just you guys not wanting to go to work. See, that's that piece. Then you get into the ableist argument, right? Because there's a problem with your limb, you can't get a job doing something that really requires nothing but your brain and your mouth. Because you have a problem with your leg, you can't get a job that will let you sit down and use your arms. Because if we did do that, we'd have to actually do some form of accommodation. Now, the law says we have to do accommodations, but I can avoid having to do accommodations if I just hire somebody who doesn't need accommodations, right? And then if you are in a serious health situation, especially a chronic health situation, there's going to be more time you need off work. There's going to be more expensive health care. Like you're going to be a bigger draw on the group health plan. You're going to maybe have an incident at work occasionally, right? All these things come in. So now you become less hireable. Because once I hire you, I can't fire you. Because there's too many things that get in the way of me being able to fire you. You can start hiding behind things. You could legitimately not be working good, or you could be working your best, and it's still not what we need, and I can't get rid of you. So it's better to just not let you in the door. So you got ableism that's sitting out there doing that. You got the classic racism that sits out there. Please don't be a black or Hispanic male, that, especially a black male, because we can't pass for nothing else, right? You a black male. Ain't nobody confusing you for Javier. They're just not. Okay? Even if you are Latino, you're gonna be mixed with me. Okay? But if you're a passing Latino, then maybe you can play a different angle of the game. But now you're forced to deny who you are in order to exist in an environment. So that's a level of abuse. When you really get to looking at this stuff, man, it gets so horrible. But at the base of it, and this will be my one rant for the night, folks. At the base of it, it is. At the base of it, it's the commoditization of your life. If you cannot generate financial value into the system, then you cannot appreciate and value to said system. Therefore, you are a liability, and liabilities have to be managed out so that assets can appreciate up. And that's how it shakes out all the way around the board. We turn your race into a commodity factor, and we decide how much of a liability your race is, how much of a liability your gender is, how much of a liability your abilities, your physical or mental abilities are. We put all that into the machine. The machine kicks out what level of value you can push back into the system, and if that value is too low, whatever happens to you happens. Let God sort it out, and they move on. And rant over.
For anybody right now who's new to the show, who's been watching the show for a long time or new to the show, you notice what Thea said that he's not going to talk longer and he's going to keep his stuff closed and everything else. You notice that I didn't say a word because then it wouldn't be Thea's. And I know Thea's can't help it. It has to come out. It has to come out. It's like he's sitting there saying, I'm not going to be black anymore. Sure, you're not. Yeah, I'll go that far. I went that far with it. Yeah, I went that far with it. I went that far. I'm not taking nothing back. I went that far with it. You are who you are. If you are who you are, you're going to be who you're going to be. And that's why I love you. So stop changing. Or stop sitting in the dark and thinking of stuff and trying to change your personality or whatever it was that you.
My heater's on. My heater's on. I don't know how to turn it off because I'm in a hotel.
I can't control those things even if I did. Two stories.
Yes, I get it, and I appreciate it, but I appreciate hearing when you go off about something you do know about. It's
Yeah.
illuminating.
Well, I said, why would I'm just gonna not say much. I'm just gonna what?
It's called growth, Marlon.
Yes.
Because I've received feedback and I try to take feedback. And while I struggle with it sometimes, I am always trying to get it. And when people that I care for and I care about have a common concern, which is that sometimes I make them feel as though they are not able to be in a conversation with me. And I'm not talking about nobody on this panel, I'm talking about in my personal life.
Oh.
I have to learn that and adjust to it. So that's where some of this comes from.
And this is what I say. You adjust to it. To them. On this show, you be you. So you have to adjust now. To them, you give them 3 sentences. For this show, you be Thea's. Hey, I'm sorry that some people can't take but 3-4 sentences at a time. Nothing wrong with it. I get it. You know, whatever. But for this show, you be you. Because I was listening, you literally said nobody on this panel said anything. That's just the people on the outside. So you handle those people on the outside. You give them a nice little short, 3-word sentence. Break them down. They may be the people that you have to text, like sentence, text, so they can read at their own speed. But for this show, I don't want any changes. I just don't.
I'm going to be right back. I have got to get this heat turned off.
All right, well, I'm just going to head to the next video so you can just listen in. So the next video is 2 in 1. He's not going to turn that heat off. Trust me. I've been in so many hotels. If you turn it down, you freeze. If you turn it up, you burn it up. So, whatever. This is 2 stories in 1. So, kind of try to pay attention because it's it flip-flops. But the stories is the same. The guy just rambles so much. And again, this is what I warn you, don't look at the video, just listen.
My dad just died about a month ago. My company gave me 4 days unpaid off. I was really close to my father, so this was hard for me to deal with. My paycheck was enough to pay bills, but I had to buy my groceries on credit card to get by. My boss's brother-in-law died the following week. All he talks about is how hard this is on his wife. Between the stress of her brother dying and the reno on their $1 million cabin, he's taking his whole family to Hawaii for 10 days this month to try and deal with their grief. Meanwhile, I'm pricing urns out on Amazon to try to save money, trying to sell my dad's tools to help my mom, working full-time and taking care of a toddler. It didn't happen to me personally, but I've got an extremely similar story. I used to work with an extremely competent and really nice supervisor, we'll call her Sally, who didn't show up for work one day. Our boss Matt, who was also the owner, wanted to terminate Sally immediately until it came out that her husband died in a really violent freak accident. Cooler heads prevail. Matt backs off as I tell him that I can cover for Sally for as long as she needs. About 2 weeks pass, and in spite of Sally checking in every so often and being in the bereavement guidelines, Matt starts interrogating people, asking when Sally's returning, complaining that her coming in to collect a paycheck, side story, Matt didn't believe in direct deposit, was really unprofessional given how long she'd been gone. He even starts quietly asking people how it would look if he went ahead and replaced Sally. Long story short, Sally ended up returning like immediately after the funeral was concluded. In my opinion, Matt indirectly pressured her to return. 3 months later, Matt's dog died. Don't get me wrong, he was a gentle, adorable English bulldog that Matt would bring every so often, but he was also old and extremely sick, and Matt had about 6 months warning that his dog would pass away. Matt was utterly devastated, like ashes and sackcloth forlorn. Not only does he completely fall off the radar for a month, but he only resurfaced to have a meeting where he explains that he was headed to Hawaii to recenter, and I crap you not, looks Sally dead in the eyes and tells her that she should understand. I'm sorry.
Tracy?
This is the first time I talked.
Yep.
I didn't say anything last segment, and I really wanted to jump in there, but I'll let that segment go. Is this idiot out of his dang gone ever-loving mind? If compassion was a person, he would not be it. Sir, her husband or father or person died, and you tell me your dog, yes, I get it, some people, they love their animals, blah, 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 blah. But you go, no, I want to say something so bad. No. A month. Somebody should have been pressuring you to come back to work. A month. What's wrong with people?
So here's my deal. This is my definition of out of touch. I know there are people who love their pets just like, if not more than people. Been growing up with people a long time, I can understand. But don't ever look at a widow that you pretty much harassed the whole time to come back to work. She finally comes back to work right after the funeral. Your dog died, and your statement is, I get to fly to Hawaii to center myself. Widow, you should understand.
And keep working.
Because my question to you was, when did she get to take time to center without being harassed by you, without the fear of losing her job? Since you know you was asking around the office, would it look bad? You knew it was going to look bad. You wouldn't have asked. People who really out of it would not have asked. But then again, maybe I'm thinking more nicely than I should be. You probably was asking more on the favor of, would this look illegal? Would this get me in trouble? More than, would it look bad if I did it? But I'm giving you the benefit of a doubt.
He's the kind of person you hope something bad happens to him. You be like, okay, let's just wait. Yeah, I know I shouldn't say that, but he's just ready for the pickings. Like you don't want anything bad to happen to people, but something did happen to you. You be like, oh well. Remember when you did? Dude, you looked her in the face and said you should understand. No, she shouldn't. She lost a husband. You lost a dog. I know you loved your dog, but they're not the same. They're not the same.
Anna?
And I have made everybody mad.
All right.
Grief hits everybody differently, and
Hey, I had an employer tell me to snap out of it that my mother died. I was like, what? What you said? What?
Yeah. Snap out of it. Get
Snap out of
over it.
it.
Get
It's
over it.
it's been
It's
20
been
years
long
ago.
enough.
Yeah, it's been 20 years. Guess what? I still ain't over it. How about that?
I told you what my mom said about the code. It comes into this too, especially the ones who try to my such and such died, and it didn't take me long to get over it. It's the equivalent of, wow, it's really cold out here. It ain't cold. This ain't cold. This ain't really cold. You know what? You not feeling cold doesn't make me warmer. So you getting over the death of somebody ain't gonna all of a sudden make me get over the death of who I'm with. That ain't how this works. You may have a different experience than I have. You may not even really care about the person that died. How I know?
People say some of the dumbest things. Like, shut up. If you can't say nothing, just don't say anything. Just keep your mouth shut and keep those stupid thoughts in your head. Don't say them.
You got anything, Theus? You
You're
muted.
mute.
Boop. Hold on. I mean, gotta do something real quick. Okay. First of all, dude's an asshole. He has no emotional IQ. Okay, but he's that type of person, and so where he's one of those people that if it's not him, he can't relate to it, and then when it is him, he expects everybody to be able to relate to it. So that's the type of person you're dealing with, and then he's a leader, he's an owner, boss, whatever he is. He's at whatever level where he can dictate his schedule. So he gets certain perks with his position. Now, I'm not going to tell him not to use his perks. Use your perks. You're in that role. But the problem is how you then turn around and look at other people and judge them who don't even have your perks, right? And then about the dog thing, okay, I love dogs. I love my dog like he was my own kid, but it wasn't my kid, it was my dog. Okay, so there is a distinction, but it's above just a pet, right? So I can see how devastating it can be. Whether it was you knew it was coming or if it happened suddenly, that's still a personality. Because each pet has a personality. That personality is gone, right? So the problem here isn't that he was devastated by losing his dog. The problem here was that he was devastated by losing his dog, but it didn't click to him that the devastation this woman must be feeling for losing her husband must be even greater. And I need to relate to that and show her my empathy and appreciation whichever way I can, even if it's just verbal. And that's all I had.
Are you writing this stuff down now?
I had a 2-minute timer. I did good. I did that at like 1:40.
You know what? I don't even care no more. Do you, dude? I don't even care no more. I just don't even care no more.
You're not supportive on my road to recovery.
No, I'm not. Oh my God. Feeding the
Awesome, kid.
homeless.
Awesome.
Thank
Don't
you.
encourage him. Feeding the homeless.
Anytime someone says, "Why did they throw that away? It could have been donated to a homeless person," when referring to extremely expired or broken items. While cleaning out my parents' house before they moved, I emptied their fridge and pantry and separated out the expired stuff. My dad went through and gathered most of the food into a donation box and then scooped in all the expired food as well. Some of this stuff was years expired and even opened. My partner and I kept trying to remove it, and eventually it came down to an argument where my dad insisted that the homeless would take whatever they could get. My dad had never had the experience of going hungry, while my partner had volunteered at food banks in the past. He was peeved that my dad was treating homeless people as less than human and insisting they should be grateful to eat his garbage. Once my parents had left, I donated the expired food to the garbage can. If my dad was so concerned about wasting it, he should have either used it or donated it years ago when it was still safe to eat.
I'll let Diaz go first since he's putting himself on a 2-minute timer here.
You know, I'm actually going to go off the beaten path here because I think this is just obvious. I mean, this is what Tone Deaf Sunday, I guess, is what we're going with. But the thing I'm going to go off the path with is like in the beginning of the segment, he said something to the effect of, there are homeless people who would like to have this food. Or, you know, it's like you doing this, but that could have been used for that over there. And that to me is like the most insulting, low energy deflection that people just love to use, right? It's a way to kill a conversation or a discussion, right? It's going to be the homeless, it's going to be veterans, it's going to be children, and it's going to be the elderly, right? Name your subject, we'll pull one of them, dust them off of the shelf, and say, well, you could have taken care of them instead of doing that. And that just is so irksome to me because what is your initiative to help that group before we had this conversation, right? What were you doing to help the veterans directly before we could even have a conversation about throwing away food or sending money? Oh no, sending money to another country like Ukraine or something. What were you doing to help this group you care so much about? And usually the answer is nothing. You might be talking about it, but you ain't did nothing. You ain't raised $1. You ain't knocked on a door. But at the moment that it's convenient for you, now is, well, you know, this could have gone to some homeless people. Well, you know what else could go to homeless people? A fresh loaf of bread. You know, the food when you bought groceries, you could have bought 2 of a few of those things and given 1 of those away at the time that you bought it. You know, so it's just one of those things that just kind of gets my proverbial goat.
This is no more than people who quite honestly don't give. You try to work on your talking. I'm trying to work on my cussing. So these are people who don't give a rat's butt about the down and trodden until it comes to a situation like this. They're cleaning out the refrigerator, they're cleaning out the closet, they're cleaning out it, and stuff like that. And even to this moment, I can still look them dead in the face and go, you know what? You still don't give a rat's butt about them. This is just your moment to feel good about yourself at the very least one time. At the worst case scenario, you're looking at it for a tax write-off.
Don't they call it like virtue signaling or something like that? I don't know if that's the right application of the term, but
I think it is. But it's just one of those things where you haven't felt good about yourself in a long time. And the great moment of you cleaning out your, first of all, dude, because okay, I don't know anybody like this. I mean, we throw leftovers away. I got it. If you got enough expired stuff in your refrigerator, in your pantry, that it can fill up a box, ew. Like, what are you doing? How is
These
that
are
even
dry goods, bro.
possible? Huh?
Dry goods. You can get there fast and easy.
No, he said they had expired.
They had
I
expired.
know, but you can get there easy. Like you buy it, you thought you wanted it, didn't need it. Now it's in the back of the cabinet. You keep buying what you do want. Next thing you know,
10 years later.
I'm sorry. I mean, I guess I married the right one because this woman ain't gonna let nothing. She gets a whiff of something that don't smell right. It is immediately going
but
out.
but dry goods
It,
won't give you that. And
I,
then if you also have a situation like I think he was saying this is his elderly parent or something.
yeah.
So what we don't know is like what time frame did these parents grow up? Because if they grew up in the 1930s, 40s era, they were so deathly afraid of ever running out again that they would have not just what's in the house, they'd have stuff in the thing on garage, stuff in the shed. I mean, that meant, I mean, I'm not trying to make an excuse for that piece of it, but I am saying that's how that part can occur. You know, um, his blindness to those who have less is unfortunate, but I would also say the partner is rightfully indignant, but so you volunteered the soup kitchen sometimes. Does that make you better than your grandfather? No. Just means you're different. So give some grace. I mean, I don't know. Whatever. I'm overthinking it because that's what I do. Sorry.
But speaking
Yeah.
of what Parker and Learning was doing, is the same thing. Clothing.
Care system is. When I used to help a charity, we'd get people donating literal rags, torn t-shirts, and ruined trousers for the homeless saying, it's good for somebody. No, it's not. These are worse than the clothes they are currently wearing. Why do some people think homeless people want junk? Don't they deserve something?
So it's the same thing.
It's,
And
It is.
Parker and Learn Life said it. What's worse, donated expired food to a food bank or donating dirty clothes to Goodwill?
they're both equal.
It's
Mm,
both.
expired
Because
food is worse.
the expired food will make you sick and go to the hospital. Dirty clothes, you can still, I mean, as a person that shops at the Goodwill, I wash everything before I wear it. So you can still, even
I
though that's
watched it.
trifling, you trifling and you donate dirty clothes to the Goodwill, you could still ideally, wash
I
them.
worked at one that did.
But
Yeah,
still,
I was saying some places do have their wash and dry in the back, and they wash it. Me personally, I even if I bought new clothes, I wash them before I put them
I'm
on.
washing them like, nah.
'Cause I'm
No,
sorry,
I only wash good. I don't wash my brand new clothes most times.
I wash my brand new
Brand
I'll
new
be
clothes.
or
honest.
used.
There's
I'm just gonna
people
wash
who
them.
let me try this on. No, I don't like it, and put
Yep, they
or
put it
hey,
back and they
right
all
back.
funky. Yep. Yeah, I used to work at Macy's. Oh, that would be so. That men would wear that heavy cologne, and then it'd be on the clothes. Ooh.
He doesn't know that food banks throw any expired food that doesn't that gets donated to them.
They do all the time.
So even if he was to
Donate, they gonna
donate
throw
it,
it away.
they're
But
gonna
this
throw it
guy,
away.
yeah, this guy is a perfect example of his lips, and I'm paraphrasing what the Bible says, but his lips say he want to help, but his heart is far from helping. You don't give people expired food. You don't
Well,
do
maybe
that. That could make them sick. Literally sick.
But you have to think. But and I'm not taking up for him. I'm just thinking of a thought process. When you're hungry, you're hungry. It's better to have something than nothing at all.
Marlon, why? That does
I,
not excuse you giving somebody your
no,
expired
I didn't.
food. You'd be better off giving them animal food. You would almost be better off just giving them animal food.
Yeah, there been some times when you was broke enough. There was a
No,
lot of
animal
people.
food is way more expensive than people food.
I'll take your word for it. Last video before the hour, just to go out on a. I don't know. I don't know if y'all gonna laugh at it or get pissed off because this is a weird day with people putting themselves on 2-minute timers, and so I don't know which way this video
Say
is
my
gonna.
name, Marlon. Say my name.
You should have sung it.
8. I attend a typical rich kid's high school. As one of the non-rich kids, at least to the standards of the environment I was in, my family was solidly middle class. The amount of asinine, delusional crap I heard on the daily made my skin crawl sometimes. When my ex-friend turned 16, her parents gave her one of their Beamers. The thing was maybe 5 years old. She nonstop complained at the fact her parents had the audacity to give her a used car instead of buying her the new Audi she wanted. One day she was on another diatribe about how much her parents sucked for giving her a hand-me-down car, and I snapped and told her that she should be grateful her parents had the mean to give her her own car in the first place, let alone a luxury vehicle. Her response? Well, it isn't my problem your parents don't work hard enough. I was a peasant who shared one of my parents' cars and took the bus. Sarcasm.
Why are people so stupid? Why? Why are people so stupid?
But here's the deal. Here's the deal. Literally, because you don't know any better. First of all, let's put it all. This is
But she's probably been spoiled her whole life. Let me back off.
And I even go back to that. She don't even think she's spoiled. And she probably feel like she ain't spoiled. And
like she's entitled to it.
Yeah, she's 16. You're used to this. Yeah,
a Beamer.
Somebody
give me their 5-year-old Beamer. Please give me your 5-year-old Beamer. I will take it. I will take care of the car.
Meanwhile,
you're not coming up on it. You're not coming up in her world.
The 16-year-old girl is walking around looking at other 16-year-old girls whose parents promised them a brand new car of your choice, of their choice. And she feels less than because you couldn't buy her a brand new car. You gave her a used car, regardless of what it was. Because this is the life she grew up in.
These people do not live in the same world. I mean, for real. I mean, in the human ecosystem, you have ants, you have turkeys, you got eagles. Like, in the human realm, we inhabit different levels of experience. And the eagle does not relate to the ant. It just doesn't. So you ain't got no money. Your family ain't got no money. Your options are different. You graduate high school. First, it's a miracle if you graduate high school in some situations, because where you're at, nobody graduates. And the few people who do graduate, so they got a high school diploma. You got the dropout over here. They both live the same jacked up life right in front of you. So the value of a high school diploma in the toilet, going to college. How do I even think about going to college? I don't know anybody who's been to college. The few who did go to college ain't been back since they left college. So that's the reality many of us might be able to relate to, even if it's not our direct experience. We're not too far off of it, so we can probably relate to that. But you move out a few levels. 3rd generation family of doctors, 3rd generation family of business owners, right? That to be poor in their social circle is to not be able to get membership at the elite country club. You at the country club, you're not at that country club. All things become relative.
Yeah, so some of us still afford a Y membership at $56 a month. We be happy.
It's how you grow up.
It's how you grow up, and it's what you're exposed to. You know, and I'm not saying that these people are wrong. They just, well, no, they are kind of wrong. I mean, but they're wrong because of their environment.
In a greater scheme of things, they're wrong, but they're wrong by our perspective because we live on the outside world. And it's hard for them to understand it because, again, you know,
I say put her in public transportation for 2 hours. She'll be so happy. She will run
wait
to
a
that
minute, but
car.
that's the problem, Tracy.
Why would you do that?
Wait a minute, that's the problem,
Teach her a
Tracy.
lesson.
Who should make her do that?
Her parents. Well, it's obviously her
Her
parents'
parents
fault.
don't
They the
care.
ones that spoiled her. It's their fault, really, if you think about it.
But is
Her
it bad?
parents don't-
Is she bad for this? Really? Like, take our own personal experience out of it, where no one really gave us anything like that. Now, me, okay, there are people who look at how I came up in my teenage years and think I had it so great, which I did. I had a good childhood. So when I was 17, my parents gave me my truck. I didn't pay no car note. I ain't pay no insurance. I just took my butt to work and brought my butt home. That was for me. That was something my parents were able to do for me. And compared to a lot of my peers, I was spoiled, right? This is a direct parallel to this young lady that instead of her getting a new, like, I work in an area where when I used to work for the bank, these folks got money. Okay. So their kids would graduate and well, they're not graduate, their kids would turn 16 and their gift would be a brand new current year Jeep Wrangler or Mercedes or BMW. Like legit. That's what they do out here. So in that world, you got a Mercedes, but you got a hand me down. So now you're not at the same level of your little peers, right? It's all relative to where you're at. And I don't even think that it's not bad in and of itself. It's just bad in a larger construct.
When you have the means to travel and to see that things are different in the world, I would hope you would take that journey, that learning journey.
The only
I'll
thing that I
still
will
take the
say that's
beach.
bad about this girl, and I would hope that she would outgrow it. And I don't know that much about the parents, so I don't know if she would or would not. But the fact that she did go right back to pull yourself up by the bootstraps mentality, where she said, "It's not my fault. Your parents did not work hard enough."
And their parents probably
Now,
work for her parents. What is she talking about? See?
and like I said, it depends on the parents because if there are some parents who would listen to that and go, "Yep, she may literally got the idea from her parents." There are some other parents that's going to be a little shocked and go, "What the hell did you just say to somebody else?" Oh, no, 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 no. You are not going to use our hard work to put down somebody else like you did something spectacular. Like everything you got in this world, you earned. So we
But in a lot of conservative circles, that is literally how they are brought up.
Yep.
And
I'm
then
better
you look
than
at
you.
some of the young, and you look at some of the young people nowadays, just period, just the young people, where they think that they should be able to start life where they grew up. Like, no, your parents put in 10, 15 years before you were born to get you where you started. And then they work for the next 16 years to get you to where you are at right now. When you move out, you start over. I mean, we're going to give you a boost, but that's not how these kids think. These kids really do think that they came from this. They should walk right into that. And is that wrong? I don't know. I don't know because you start getting into the moralization of work again once you start doing that. So, but if you grew up country club princess and your world is country club world, then I would think that it just makes sense that what you think is normal is not going to be what I think is normal.
all right. That is our first hour. Wow. What did we do? 3 videos, 4 videos?
It's
Oh,
amazing what you can do when I'm less talkative.
this learn life
Tomás no
gave
está en cuenta, no
you
comprendo, señor.
He's giving you a great. I'm just going to pretend like I have no idea what you just said because, well, I'm not pretending I have no idea what you just said. But Learn Life gave a great perspective. This is a safe space. When you're here, you be you. You go out.
This is me.
You okay? I tell you what. Here's the funny thing about it. What if I put you on a 2-minute timer? What if I said,
That's
okay,
different.
no, why?
Because that's imposed. That's the difference between separation and segregation. One is imposed, one is chosen. One is a personal path that you're trying to walk down. The other one is an aisle that's been designated for you.
Lean on me. We're going to go ahead and close out first hour. So we're going to go on into our second hour with Real or Not, Am I the A-Hole? And of course, Foxy's videos of the week. Stay tuned. 3-minute break, reboot, refresh, and we'll be right back.
Star is fast. God of our
are back, and as always, before we even get started, let's pay them bills. Please do not forget to go to patreon.com, a Better Tracy Media page. Help Tracy in all of her endeavors. Please do not forget to go to patreon.com/Complex Mind. Help Theus in all of his endeavors. Please do not forget to go to patreon.com/Radical Truth to Power. Exactly the way it's spelled, capital R, capital T, capital T, capital P. Help me in all of my endeavors. Please do not forget to go to Anna Hart's website, BorelliEtc.com. Learn something that you didn't think you need to know, but you should. And as always, if you want to drop me a line, you can go to radtp@outlook.com. That's RADTP@outlook.com. Not even gonna say anything because I'll mess it up. Real or nah? So this real or nah is actually one of the few things that me and Foxy disagreed on. But it's not the disagreement that you think. We will tell you at the end after everybody gives their answer.
Manager. How do I tell a former employee that he can't visit us weekly? I'm a senior director for a group of highly skilled, experienced employees. Everyone is at a high level in this large organization, and they're primarily self-directed while I set organizational strategy and ensure everyone has resources. We had a very kind and beloved employee, Frank, retire in 2021. He was very isolated during COVID and had a hard time with the transition to retirement. He feels comfortable resuming activities now, and one of those activities is stopping by our office once a week to chat. We're a very relaxed office, so most days there's only a small handful of people here. But Frank will sit down and chat with whoever's there for 30 to 40 minutes and then move on to the next person. We aren't a public-facing office, so it's unusual to have someone visit to hang out. But even though everyone's busy, it's not completely unheard of that someone would have a 30-minute chat catching up with an old colleague or client. And everyone can manage their own time, so a break for a midday chat is welcome on occasion. However, this has been going on for months, and I'm hearing people make offhand comments about Frank's visits. I told everyone that they should feel okay saying, "It's a busy day, no time to talk." But everyone genuinely does care about Frank, and it seems like these visits are a lifeline for him. I tried inviting him to an after-hours happy hour to set the tone that he's welcome to socialize with us, but at a less disruptive time, but the visits haven't stopped. I was going to directly talk to him about the need to stop or drastically cut down on visiting, but when I mentioned it to the other two directors, they thought that was really harsh, and I'm having trouble coming up with the right words to use with Frank, since the usual things a manager would say don't work with a team that's self-directed. Should I just ignore this perceived problem and leave it up to everyone if they want to chat? And then, several months later, OP posted an update. I want to give a very big thank you to the commenters who suggested volunteer work. I don't know why that hadn't occurred to me, since my aunt founded and ran a nonprofit near and dear to me. The next week when Frank came in, I saw two people run in the other direction, and I decided to address it. I invited Frank to lunch, and unprompted, he shared that he was really at loose ends and didn't know how to spend his time. I brought up volunteering, and he said that he didn't know how to find a place to volunteer. How do you even apply, and who would you want to help? I said, everyone. Everyone wants people who have unlimited daytime availability. I gave him my aunt's number then and there and sent her a text to expect his call. He called the next day, and by the following week, he was a full-time fixture there. At Thanksgiving, I asked my aunt how Frank was doing, and she gushed about his hard work pitching in wherever. His positivity, the ideas he was bringing to the table, she loved Frank. New Year's rolls around, and we have another family get-together, and who walks in but Frank? He and my aunt are in a relationship. Aw, that's so sweet. They're looking at moving in together. They're both kinda on marriage, but we'll see. The office has been getting a break from Frank, but now I might be getting much more of him. I don't know if this website has been responsible for a love match before, but I'm crediting this one to you in the commenters for this kismet.
Gonna go with a nah, but you know what would have been really cool, since this is like, it seems like a pretty cool office. It's kind of like mine in a way, even though mine gets on my nerves right now. But that's another thing. The flexibility and the freedom thing. But if it's a small business construct with that level of flexibility, you all like Frank, but you can't have him just dawdling around. You don't want to create a new security policy, because then that would be obvious why you did it. Why wouldn't you start a volunteer or social focus lane for your company? So now your company can funnel some of this excess funds into the charity arm, get a tax deduction, get positive press, got somebody you already know and trust in the role. There you go. But I also like the angle they win as well. I like creating opportunities. So that was pretty cool, even if it was made up.
Okay. So
I had the same thought. Why wasn't it creating? But like I was with them all up until and then they got in a relationship, and yeah, no.
So real or not, Anna?
No.
Tracy, and you're on mute before you say something.
This mess ain't real. There's no way this is real. First of all, if Frank had kept coming around the office, somebody would have told him, hey, Frank, find a hobby. Second of all, the volunteer thing, okay, that could have been real, but I'm with Anna. They lost me as soon as he and my honor in a relationship and they're on the mirrors, but we'll see. No.
Okay.
What did Parker say?
I'll bring it back up in a second. So I won. Foxy said everybody would disagree except Anna. I said everybody would disagree.
But neither one of you won because all three of us agreed.
I don't understand. I think we're all on the same page.
The only person she said that would disagree, the only people that would say was fake was Diaz and Tracy. I said Diaz, Tracy, and Anna would say nah to the whole story. And Anna said nah.
She thought I would say it was real.
She thought you would say it was real.
You just lost me at the very end.
It was, if they hadn't put that in part, I might have believed it, but then no, I wouldn't have, because they would have told him, hey, look, Frank, you need to get a hobby. You can't be coming around here every single day like this. Stop it. Or every week or whenever it was he was dropping by.
And Anna,
for me, it was the end. For me, it was the end.
The ending was just gravy on the mashed potatoes. This was just like, come on.
That one was throwing Foxy, Anna, because you was like, you was really getting into it. It was so sweet. And then at the very minute, you went, nah, this ain't real. What?
But wait, there's more.
No, there couldn't be more. That was so weird.
Yeah, they could be having a baby.
He is happy now doing his new volunteer work, but he had to add, and now they're in a relationship with my aunt, LOL. What if the first part is real and the second part is fake?
No.
Because for me, I'm like, I that's the way I plan to do business. So, like, for those of you who aren't familiar with my Patreon setup, it doesn't have to be where I give anything to anybody. But the reason I have it set up the way I do is because I believe business should have a purpose, and that I believe that whatever you're doing, you should try to help somebody. So in that scenario, I would like to think that especially if my business is in a position to do so, I absolutely would have found something that interests Frank or something that I'm interested in and put Frank over it if he wants to do it on a pro tem purpose, right? He doesn't have to be there every day. But absolutely, I just think that's how business should be done.
Hey
And
Frank,
so
Walmart
he
is
was with
hiring.
me.
No,
So not Tracy's approach.
no.
Uh,
Look, he could be right there
but
greeting people as they come in. He get to meet different people,
so
and the
I don't
employees
believe
agree with me.
in
They was running from him. I mean, the whole story is fake, but they was running from him.
yeah yeah
Well,
I
I get that point
yeah
though, because you kind of you got to realize if this was a hole, which is few and far between, honestly. I mean, there are some people who just, I'm so glad that you retiring and I'll never have to see you again, and they know they a-holes and they don't want to see you either. So this ain't gonna happen. Or the majority of the time is people who is just, man, we ain't close personal friends. We ain't best buddies, but we don't want nothing to happen to you. I'm cool with you. If I see you, I say hey and everything. Those are the ones who, if they keep coming in all the time, it's kind of like, dude, we not that freaking cool. So
but
I
what if
got
you
work to
are
do. But that's my
that's
third one. The third
Yeah,
one
that's
is
the
the
hard
guy
one.
who's just like Frank, the most popular, the most kind, the most sweet, the most sincere, the one who worked his butt off the time that he been there to the time he retired, the one who helped train some of these people, talk to them after hours. They had issues. He was the first to volunteer to help them get better at their job. And now he's coming. It's kind of hard to sit there and go, dude, I'm working. It's kind of like you can't do that to the guy who got you. And I don't even know, just to make a position. If you're junior staff now, when you start off as an intern and now you junior staff, and it's like, yeah, this is the dude that got me here. It's kind of hard to go, okay, dude, I'm too busy to talk to you now.
But if
I
Frank
can't
is
deal with you right
interfering
now.
with your work, you have to tell him he's
yeah
interfering with your
now
work. You can't lie to
It's
the
yeah
man.
it's
That's
easier
worse.
said. I get it.
That's
I
worse
get
sitting there. Oh yeah, Frank, let's talk for an hour. No, I have see. They paid me to do a job. See, that's what they paid me for. Yes, I did, and I still don't think that's a bad idea. He get to meet different people. He get a discount on the food. I mean, I'm just saying.
man. Tracy can be ruthless, y'all.
for real.
Tracy can be straight up
Had you
ruthless, boy.
Tracy just have you working any dog type of way. Just leave her alone. That's pretty
I'm
much her
saying
whole
he
mentality on
likes to
anything. Just
talk
leave
to
me alone.
people. He likes to talk to people. So everybody comes in Walmart. He can be like, "Hey, how you doing? Welcome to Walmart." Boom. I'm doing him a favor.
No,
Yeah.
ma'am,
And
no.
but things what's so scary? She really feels that. She really feels she's doing them a favor by putting them in Walmart.
He doesn't have to work there full time. He can work there part time. I know many retired senior citizens that get good, decent Social Security, and they still work at Walmart. Why? Because they enjoy interacting with people. Obviously,
No, they
Frank
need some extra
enjoys.
money. They need
Yeah,
some extra money.
yeah. You got
The people who just enjoy being around other people, they volunteer at schools or they work at libraries or
church and
I'm just
everything
saying
else.
he would get a
they ain't
check
at Walmart.
and he
And
would
I
get
mean,
to talk to
Frank,
people. Work at
obviously
Walmart.
Frank is set up, so it ain't even a money situation.
That's why I said
Frank
he
is
could
just
get a check.
bored.
He could get a check and he gets to talk to people. I don't
He don't
see the
want to work. He
downside
don't
of
want to work
this.
anymore. He don't want to work anymore, Tracy. He doesn't
So
want to work
so here's
anymore.
the thing for me. Here's the thing for me. And this ain't about I just find it this is thank you, Tracy. But
Hey, Tracy
it's
putting people in WalMarts, man.
so the first part I would say is I would never send anybody to Walmart because I don't like how they treat their employees. So
Okay,
that's why I
minus
won't
that
even shop
part.
there. I won't even shop there. I can't separate it. Like that's part of my issue. Um, I I can't separate certain things, and that becomes problematic for people, and I don't know how to address that. It's just it's literally how my brain is wired. But that's a whole nother thing. I'll take care of that in counseling or therapy, right? But I think that there's no morality to work other than the morality you bring to it. That's the one. And then two, I just think that any work that you set up for someone else to do, right? Because you start a role or a job, you create a role or a job to serve a purpose. But in creating that role or job, it should not be soul deadening, right? Like I there's a hole for every peg, right? So I would love for more companies to have the mentality of hiring the right fit for the role. And when you have a role that you know is by design just not going to be overall pleasant, making easy pathways out of it,
Yeah, because
so
he's
that no one has to
interfering.
stay in it
That's
for
my
too long.
point. He's interfering with work. You cannot keep not telling him. You have to tell him, hey,
But
front.
that's a weakness of management,
Yes.
because management should have had a conversation with Frank.
Yeah, they should have been
Right?
like, hey, Frank, you can volunteer or take my suggestion and work at Walmart. One or the other.
Okay, so Tracy would not be in any role that would have her talk to Frank. But
Ever.
I
said volunteer or work at Walmart.
No.
Those are two solid choices. He could be an artist. He could volunteer at the school.
So here's the
he
deal.
could drive cars and fix them. He could do a lot of stuff.
So
he
here's
can't
the
keep
deal.
coming into that office every
We're going to
week.
hold a conversation with Frank when Tracy is at lunch, because we are not going to let
Tracy tells the truth, and I'm not going to sit there and sugarcoat it.
And that's why we're going to have it with Tracy goes to lunch.
Sometimes the truth needs some sugar on it.
Maybe how I was raised, but I didn't get sugar-coated truth.
Well, that doesn't mean that's how you want to put on everybody else.
Great. We'll talk to you the way you
you know what I'm saying? So you want it cut dry like that, that's cool, but it ain't about you. It's about who you're interacting with. At least that's how it should be. It shouldn't be about Theus. It's about Theus's interaction with Tracy or with Anna, right? So Anna might need a little sugar on the truth. Like, and some people call it sugar. I call it like decency and empathy, right? Just
right.
I didn't say don't be empathy, but I'm saying don't lie to the man.
What you just said was cutthroat.
You got this man going from retirement to, of all places, Walmart,
Target, Walmart, Macy's.
I ain't sending nobody to Walmart.
I'm not sending a retired man to Walmart. Look, here's the deal. The dude is lonely. That's pretty much all it is. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
You got him sent to the lowest forms of communication.
No, people who work at Walmart are not low. Now that's wrong.
Tell everybody, hey.
No. The people at Walmart, some of them are quite low. But the thing isn't about that. The thing is, this is a gentleman who's retired from your company, and you said that these are very specialized, whatever kind of role people. That means they're not your general working class people. So when you're telling them he's retired and you're like, go to Walmart, you're basically saying
Macy's, Target, teaching, fixing cars,
everything you're naming. But this man I'm just going to create a role for him because they didn't give us this detail other than saying it's very specialized. So that makes me think of an engineer or an architect, right? So time for you to retire. You are a highly skilled person in a very specific way. I'm not sending you to Walmart if I can help it. I might recommend, why don't you become a teacher at the community college? Or why don't you maybe, what do you like, kids? Do you like old people? What do you like?
I'm just saying,
right?
I'm giving options.
You're not giving options.
I am giving options. He can make money and talk to people. At the same time, he can greet the customers as they're walking in. He likes to talk. Obviously, he likes to talk.
You are giving opinions. Those are not options. Those are not options.
You are casting judgment on this man and saying, I don't care what you do, just get out my face.
He's slowing up business.
Hey,
So now you're
hey, welcome. Hey.
whoa. So now you are not on the side of labor. You're moving towards capitalism.
That doesn't look
That's
when
what you
you
just did. You just pivoted from
no,
caring about the
no,
worker
no,
to the fact that
no.
you are
You're
not being
twisting that to
productive.
say stuff that I'm not even saying.
That's what you
No, 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 no.
I want to thank you so much for giving me my $300 every 2-week paycheck because I was really lonely.
He gets to
Now
talk
I'm
to
depressed and
people.
lonely.
He can talk to the shoppers as they walk in the store.
Be up there talking if you want to. Walmart to come up to you and be like, Bill, I'm noticing that you're having a lot of conversations at the door. That's slowing people down from getting into the store.
They would never
So,
say that. Because
so
I've
Bill, I'm
seen
gonna need
Walmart
you,
associates hold long 30-minute conversations. I'm like, y'all still talking? I be in the store to shop for everything and they still
Bill.
talk.
Bill, we
That's not
focus
true.
on being high
Tracy,
efficiency.
Tracy,
Walmart is not high efficiency.
Tracy, and I don't want to say this because I don't want nobody to, take my words out of context. But the pandemic has slowed up enough where we're trying to get it to normalization, however you want to see that. So if the greeter at the door is holding a 30-minute conversation with guests, guess what? You should never know. Why? Because you can walk right around them and go do your shopping. How would
I
you
know
He,
I'll
know
pull
that they're
Bill.
there for 30 minutes holding a
I know
conversation?
I will pull Bill. I would have Bill in that little funky office that sits behind the cash register and having a conversation with Bill. Because you know what, Bill? That's one
he
customer who
could
may
be
not
a
want to
beauty
come back tomorrow
consultant.
because they
He
don't want to
could
have that
work for
conversation.
he could sell Avon.
So
I
now you're
know
telling Bill to go be a multi-level marketer. Okay.
I know plenty of men that sell Avon.
I didn't say nothing about gender. I said about being a multi-level marketer.
He could make some money on the side. He could talk to all the women because that's who mostly buys Avon
And I
products.
said, this
What if
dude
he
is
don't
not
want a
worried
woman?
about money. He
He
is
could help the men buy
lonely.
their makeup products. I don't ever see a man wear makeup, but hey, okay, I guess.
He is not concerned about money. He is lonely. It's retirement. Why you keep
Get
putting
a
them back in?
dog. Get a cat. Have a pet. Get a hobby. You cannot
Woo,
go
Tracy is
into the
brutal.
workplace. The workplace. There's no. If I sit here on my job tomorrow and talk for 30 minutes to my sister, they're gonna be like, "What are you doing? You supposed to be talking to our customers." That's my job.
Yes,
That's what I'm paid
Yes,
for.
but
because
that's
they're
your job.
paying you.
Your job, right? Your job is not structured the way their business is. Your job is based on volume. Are you getting the right information to the right people? Don't waste a lot of time. Make sure you're available. Keep it moving,
Why
right?
are the
And don't let
employees
anything
running
go up
for
the chain,
Frank?
Mark, go sell some herbal life. Yeah, just
right?
anything. Just
I'm making suggestions. I don't know why y'all think this is funny.
Tracy,
Um,
she hardcore, boy.
what?
I'm for telling the truth, and I
Bill,
want.
when you were here, Bill, when you were here, you helped make us money. Now, Bill, you're costing us money. You got to go, Bill. I don't care what
No,
your
I'm
you
like, Bill,
lonely.
we
Go find
appreciate your
somewhere not to be
insightful
lonely, Bill.
conversation. No, you don't have to be mean about it, but you have to tell them, hey, dude, every
What I
week is a
just said
little.
was nicer than, hey, go work at Walmart, Bill.
Walmart. And then why are you chasing around what you saying? You go straight up say, Bill, you blah 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 and everything else, and you're the person that says straightforward, no
That
sugar,
is straightforward. We
no
do like
sugar.
him, but that don't mean he got to come in every week. Once a month would be just fine. Once every other month would be even better. Just because you tell the truth doesn't mean you have to be mean when you tell the truth.
Tracy
I
done
fully agree with that statement.
sell some Bitcoin.
They're doing interesting things with stamps nowadays, Bill.
Call the solution.
It would cure his loneliness.
Because the solution at his loneliness was to go work at Wally World.
Y'all think this is funny, and see, I don't know why I read back,
No,
come back
I
for
don't think it's
season 4.
funny. I think it's freaking hilarious. You got that. Welcome to Walmart.
There
I
are
was.
plenty of options that
What
he
did-
has,
what did
and
he
he's not
say?
exercising. And that's why when he, well, again, I don't believe a word of this story, but when he got into that volunteer position, he thrived because he was doing something and making a contribution.
Right.
Oh, and he could have got that at Walmart.
Right. He would
People
have got that
work at
same thing at
Walmart make a
Walmart.
contribution. Are you saying they don't?
Yes, I'm saying that they don't.
Actually, yes, I am. I am
I'm literally
saying.
saying that they don't. Yeah, I'm
Now
literally
people
saying
who
that.
work at Walmart,
Yeah,
Theus
cut
and
it out.
Marlon are insulting y'all.
Yep.
Sorry.
Go ahead. We can have a conversation because the thing is, the people who work at Walmart. See, I used to work for your main competitor. I know about the games that's played with your hours, that's played with your work situation, that's played with your benefits, that's played with your upward mobility. I know about all of it. So I would love to have the conversation because we're probably on the exact same side as far as what's wrong with working with these big box retailers who suck all the profits to the bottom, to the top, and keep you barely making it at the bottom. I ain't sending nobody into that machine. You're in that machine. Hey, great. I hope the best for you, and I hope
Because
you're trying
they
to find
need
something
a
better.
living. They want to. People who work at Walmart
Just
definitely make a contribution.
People who work at Walmart need to use that as a stepping stone for a better job. You need to use
Oh
it
well,
for a
people who work
learning
at
tool
McDonald's use that as a
of
stepping
customer
stone. I never
service,
said it.
of
so now we
customer
playing
service,
rhetorical fetch, and
finance, whatever. Do not
now we playing rhetorical
make
fetch.
I
Tracy
Walmart
has
a career.
successfully moved the goalpost. But congratulations, I got what you just did. It didn't work on me, but I got what you just did. That wasn't an argument. You just told this man who is retired from 20 something years
I
in his
made a
professional
suggestion.
role to go be a greeter at
I
Walmart.
made a suggestion.
Please stop quipping this hypothetical man out of Walmart of all places. Okay,
Hey, get him a safety vest. He can go work for Amazon.
give him a safety vest. He can run for office.
Now he will be able to volunteer his efforts to
I
save
think y'all get joy out of making fun of me. I think that's what it is. Y'all get all your kicks from laughing at me.
No,
That's
we're
what it
picking at
is.
him, not you.
No, I'm picking at Tracy. Yeah.
Oh, I was
I'm
picking at
literally
him.
going out of my way to pick on Tracy on this one. No, absolutely. I don't want you to be confused that I'm not picking on you. I'm wholeheartedly, beyond a shadow of a doubt.
And when I
you.
return the favor, don't you say not one word. Don't you say not one word. I already ruined your childhood. I can do it again.
That's all right.
All I say is, Tracy,
Look,
when you
got,
finish
If he's playing
working and you're trying to find something to do with your time, I will be the first one to still not tell you to go work at Walmart.
And I may still do it.
You might, out of spite.
Tracy, all I can say is I literally have until Wednesday morning because of
And
what's
that will
going to
be your
happen.
last safety man. That will be your. I will be so happy. I will be so happy that I will never have to hear about this ever again, ever.
Unless he runs again.
Oh gosh, I didn't think about that.
Am I
Hey, I
the
saw a couple things with Marcel on it. Doing good. Keep going, Marcel. Do your thing.
Okay, he learned. He's learning. Cool. Am I the a-hole?
But wait, there's more.
There ain't more of that. I'm sorry. Let me get this. LOL. Marlon gave him a safety vest if he runs for office. Walmart got their solving loneliness, y'all. Oh,
Got the new person making fun of me. That's okay. It's okay.
I got to Wednesday morning, Tracy. You ain't heard nothing yet. Mom makes girlfriend clean up the house.
So my girlfriend and I are both 22.
Sorry, Anna. And by the way, this is one of them moving things, so close your eyes.
So my girlfriend and I are both 22 years old, and we've been dating for 6 months now. At her house, she does all the cleaning for her siblings and picks up after her brothers because both of her parents work very long hours. My mom is a stay-at-home mom, so she takes care of all of that. My parents never expected me to clean or do any house chores. When staying over, my girlfriend asked me where the mop was. I didn't know, so I asked my mom, and she told me to go tell my girlfriend to clean. The same thing happened another day when I asked where the vacuum was. She said the same thing again, tell your girlfriend to clean. And I didn't tell my girlfriend what my mom said at the time. My girlfriend purchased her own supplies and has been cleaning the bathroom, the floors, and the kitchen when my parents weren't home. My girlfriend wasn't sure where we kept our laundry supplies, so I decided to help and do the laundry. Usually my mom just does everything. Last week when my mom saw me doing the laundry, she got angry and stopped me. She told me not to do it and tell my girlfriend to do it instead. My mom complained that my girlfriend never cleans the house. My mom even said that it was a woman's job to do all the chores and doesn't want me to do any. And obviously, I got annoyed when I heard that. My girlfriend ended up overhearing a bit of this, and I told her what my mom said. My girlfriend was upset that she is expected to clean my house when I'm not. She told me that she's upset that I'm not expected to clean at her house or at my house, but she is at mine. As a side note, her family wouldn't allow a guest to clean anyways. It simply is not good manners. She thinks that this is unfair and that this is all because of her gender, and she doesn't want this to be the norm. Yesterday, I asked my girlfriend to visit, but she didn't want to visit me because she feels she is expected to clean a second home when she works full-time and a lot of overtime. I told her that I don't expect her to clean my parents' house. She pointed out that she already does clean, but I told her that I never asked her to do any of this. Now, my girlfriend is more upset with me. I honestly really enjoy when my girlfriend visits me at home, but now I'm kind of at a loss and I simply don't know what to do.
Why your grown ass still living with your mama?
That's what you took from this?
Well, it would alleviate a lot of this. Because, see, mama is in the old school gender role. And she thinks that that's normal. And she's pushing it forward. That's mama being mama. That's her training. That's her belief system. That's her worldview. And so that's what she thinks it should be. Right or wrong, up or down, left or right, that's mama's thing. Why is your grown ass still at your mama's house?
He's 22.
The fact that you not, well, then don't invite your girlfriend over if you know it's not going to be a hospitable place for her to be. You know if your family ain't quite right. So
yeah, that's true.
Don't hold it against her that she don't want to be over there. Just kick rocks on it, man. Go to her house. Go visit her family. Go do that. That's what a lot of couples and married couples and stuff like that do anyway. They end up drifting to one side or the other more so than the other. So that's going to be your life if you marry this woman anyway. And it just seems to turn out that it's going to be more like her family is the normal side and your family is the one you stop by. Yeah, everybody. Oh, we got to get back on the road, you know.
Well, I got something completely different than what Thea did.
That is an entirely different take
I'm sitting here
on
like thinking she's cleaning her house because her brothers don't clean. Then she's going over to the boyfriend's house and cleaning his. Girl, no. I'm
sorry. That lyric.
What's wrong with what I said?
In my head. I have never heard this before. I have never heard the furthest thing I even got.
You ain't never heard of gender roles, though?
No, I mean, people have gender roles, but I've never heard of she's cleaning her own house because she lives at home, obviously. So her brothers don't do anything. She cleans because her parents work long hours. Then she jumps over to the mother and they house, and then she cleans there. Dang, come on, give the girl a break.
That's why she don't want to be there.
Let me break this down. This is why I said I have never.
I would break up with him. This is a breakup of
I
both
have never heard this before.
I don't think this is a breakup of both men.
You want me to clean your house and I don't let it? Yeah, it is. Bye.
He does not. No, he does not. He does not.
But,
His
She
mother
does.
does.
okay, stop. I have never heard this a freaking day in my life. Even with gender roles, I have never heard this a freaking day in my life that the person who comes visit you at your house is
Has to
cleaning
clean it.
your house. I have never heard that. The closest I even got to a situation like that is to clean up behind yourself. I.e., if your guests come over and they make a plate or something, or they got a glass or something, at the very least, could you tell your guests to put it in the dishwasher or put it in the sink or something? Don't just leave it willy-nilly for somebody to clean up behind your grown man. But to actually sit here and say, look, here's the deal with the story. The first thing that popped out of my head was, hey, where's your vacuum? My question, being, normal, is, hey, why are you asking?
You don't live here.
No mama asked me to clean up the house. Why is my mama asking you to clean our house? Because you visited. That makes no sense whatsoever.
No sense at all.
You can have gender all you want to. I have never, ever in my entire existence been over somebody's house and they hand me a broom. So, yeah, I don't know if this relationship is going to be together or not. All I do know at this point in time, when this woman tells you in your face, I'm not coming over your house because I don't feel like working for you for free,
that's a problem.
Deal with it. I love you and all that other stuff ain't going to pay the bills, bro. She already cleaned that one house. She don't need to be coming over there and cleaning your house because she coming to visit you.
I want to know why her siblings can't help her to clean, though. Dang. She
don't know
doing
the
all
ages.
the work.
Don't know their ages.
You know how old I was when I started cleaning?
Everybody ain't you, Tracy, and that doesn't mean that it's right.
And the deal is because that is gentrification. The mom flat out is telling you, I don't want my son cleaning. I do all the work. What this is right here, Tracy, is, oh, you got a girl coming over. So now I don't have to clean. She can clean because she's the same.
That's not what you're doing.
As me.
She is kind of
That ain't what
setting
you're
her
doing.
up to take her place.
That what she's trying to do. She is trying to train the girlfriend to be the
her.
type of wife she thinks should be for her son. That's what she's trying to do.
I say, girl, run. You ain't got to be with him. Run. Don't you do this. Run.
Right.
Run.
And she said she never asked the girlfriend to clean, but I feel like she keeps the stuff clean where she wouldn't feel the need to volunteer to do. Dude, please don't do that. Don't do that whole I didn't ask you to clean. My mom, who I'm going to defend to the death,
I'm going to defend my mother for asking such a stupid question.
I didn't ask you to clean. Man,
I don't understand what you guys are saying.
What they should do is send Frank over her house and have him clean both houses. That's what they should do.
The girl literally said, I don't want to come over there to clean your house. And the guy was like, well, I didn't ask you to clean the house.
Was it me?
So why are you mad at me? I didn't ask. No, dude, your mama asked
her
to clean the house, and you was cool with it.
He wasn't cool with it. If he was cool with it, he wouldn't be saying what he's saying.
He should have talked to his mother and been like, Mama, stop asking her to clean. She don't live here, Mama. She don't live here. Why are you asking her to clean?
I'll give you that.
She is not.
I'll give you that. But what you just said, that's not what he said.
He has a standard. All the time he brought this up now is because she is saying, I don't want to come over and clean your house. Now he has a problem with it. He had no problem with it when she was doing it. When she was
coming up there cleaning.
What I heard.
That's not what I heard.
He didn't stop her, but like, look, put that down. You don't live
put
here.
That down. Stop doing
that.
Why
are you cleaning? You don't live here.
The girl is washing laundry. The girl is washing laundry.
Wait, I thought he did say that. It was when he got caught washing laundry. That's what happened. Mom caught him doing laundry.
And why shouldn't he do laundry? He lives there.
Hold on. The mom got mad because he was washing laundry. Who was supposed to be washing laundry?
In her head,
it was
the girlfriend was supposed to be washing laundry, but the son doesn't agree with that. So he was doing laundry.
And I'd be like, Mama, I live here. I'm supposed to do laundry. Not her. She doesn't live there. And if we move in together, we're going to split the chores equally. That's what we're gonna do.
That's all well and good, Tracy,
And
but
that's
in the
gonna cost
reality
hard.
of the moment, before we craft another world that we live in, the reality of the moment is you live in your mama's house. The best way to address this is to say, Mom, it's not right or fair to expect my girlfriend to do any cleaning when she's here.
Therefore, I'm getting
And
my
it's
own place.
because of the way she feels when she's here that she's not coming over anymore, Mom. That's the conversation you have with your mother.
And then
You
add,
can't change your mama's rules.
and
That's your
then
mama's
after
rules.
that, I'm getting my own place because you out of your dang on mind. If you think so, she found the
See,
right
y'all be
one.
like, you like to
That's
do
what I'm
that fantasy
saying.
talk. That's all
Boundaries.
cool. That's cool.
No, that's
It's
cool.
Y'all,
not
it's
fantasy.
like
Look,
Alice in
look.
If I
Wonderland
Here's
had,
my
stuff.
deal. Here is
if
my
You
my
deal.
son
suspend
had a
reality and
girlfriend,
create
I'm
another
not
thing.
gonna
It's
say
No,
her
cool.
I'm
now,
not
baby.
going to
What you
create
need to
another
do is clean this
reality. I'm
house.
going to
What?
create consequences.
No,
You
what
didn't want
what
to say
what Tracy
nothing?
was just
This
doing
is
and
your
wasn't that.
mom's house. You want to do what you want to do? Cool beans. Knock yourself out. Don't come cry to me when I put up a boundary of telling you I don't want to deal with this anymore.
Yep, and move out.
It's
Right.
That's
done.
what he should do. He should just move out because 22 do come on. You should have been at your own place. Unless he's
Maybe.
maybe
Maybe now,
Maybe.
possibly.
y'all,
The
y'all
only
need to
reason I
stop
say
pushing
that
the
he
22
needs to
and you
move
figure out
out.
your own stuff.
No, the
Are
only
you
reason I
teaching
say
him
that
his
he
rent
needs to move.
prices?
What did you
What
say?
did
The
you
only reason I
say?
say he needs.
I was asking Tracy, are you keeping up with rent prices?
Uh,
Well, yeah, that's a good point.
yeah,
So the
that
only
But
reason
he
I
could
was
pay
saying that
her
he
rent.
needs. We don't know if he is or he isn't. But what I
you
was
ain't
gonna
paying. I
say
know
though,
damn well he ain't paying no rent. But
I
go
know
ahead.
he ain't paying no rent because she still do his laundry. But but the thing though is, if you are still living in your parents' house, you have no right, I don't care how old you are, to change any of their rules. That's their house, right? You want to have your own rules, have your own space. If they want to negotiate and give you some flexibility to create some rules, then that's just wonderful. That's what you and your parents worked out. But as a general rule, you in someone else's house. So the easiest solution here is my girlfriend ain't coming over here no more because she don't need this stress. I don't need this irritation. And that's the easiest solution right there.
She up there
If our
that got a whole
relationship,
training program going.
I ain't gonna
Please.
lie to you. I literally agree with you. Once you under anybody's roof, by the way, I apologize. I know we're talking about parents, but I've heard too many stories of, can you put me up for a couple of places and then you take over and all this other stuff? Can you just foot me a little bit and all of a sudden and everything else? So when you under somebody else's roof, you are under everybody else's rules. May not be fair rules. And what do you do when it's not fair rules and you don't like what's going on?
You
Leave.
bounce.
get out,
You get
But
out.
get out.
let's reverse this though.
So
Let's reverse this. If the parents move in with the child,
do you live under the child's
so
rules?
Then you live under the child's rules.
what parent do you know actually does that?
I don't
Uh,
know
I
that many parents who move in
I'm
with their
sorry.
children and
Excuse
have a
me. Wait a
conflict.
minute. Wait a minute. Literally speaking from experience, because my mom is staying with me. Yeah, and I don't even have that many because we're all grown, but nothing has happened. She's not up late at night. She's not leaving dishes around and everything else and all this other stuff. So yeah, my rules or lack thereof rules anyway. Because seriously, folks,
Well, most
I
families run
understand,
on understanding.
but the
Most
understanding,
households run on understanding.
yeah,
So you don't have to have rules. And you're in my house. So naturally, whoever it is that is living in whoever's house should be deferential to an extent, right, to that person's home that they're in. So if your parents have moved into your home, there are things you are going to do to try to accommodate your parents. But then there's also things your parents are going to try to do to accommodate you. That's what a normal, healthy family would do. If you got an unhealthy family dynamic, then you're probably gonna have,
Yeah, you're gonna have
some
hell.
weirdness going on.
Yeah,
You
you're
know,
gonna have hell on that one, buddy.
mama
Because
telling your wife what to
and
do
don't
when
get me
you ain't
wrong,
around.
Tracy, I agree.
Yeah, that's what I'm more used to. Maybe that's my problem.
I literally agree with you, Tracy, because there are some dynamics that's just like that. Well, you stay under my roof, you under my rules. Then you move in with your kids. I'm still the parent.
Yeah,
So now
like what? No, you
it's
living
still
under
my
their
rules.
house.
So it's still my rules. I get what you're saying. But in a normal circumstances, it's like, hey, I gave you these rules and regulations growing up because it would make it easier for you when you are on your own, when you get in a relationship, when you get married, when you get a house and you live with somebody. This is the rules that I set up for you so you could have a more stable life. So if that was normal parents, they would understand it. Moving in with you, they're in the same stability.
See, you
So it's not
using a
going to
word
be
that
rocking
I'm
the
not. I
boat
guess
because
I'm
they're
more.
living by the same stability that they was teaching you how to live by.
I had two parents that lived with me. Maybe it's just how I grew up, but they made it real clear who I was in that relationship.
My mom did too. You think I had a rule living with my mom? The rule was do as I say and you won't get hurt. That was the rule.
No, I
I
had one.
lived
I'll give
by
you
it
an
and
example,
enjoyed it.
Marlon. I'll give you an example. My father was a smoker. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, do not smoke in the house. You can smoke outside. You can. Guess what he did?
What?
Just take a
He
wild
smoked in the
guess.
house.
Sure did.
Yeah, because that was his house.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was my house.
Oh,
But it's too close to home. I can't speak on that. So
yeah, I can't speak on that one because I never experienced that. And the funny thing about it is, my mom literally stopped smoking
Yeah, it's
5 years before she moved in, or something like that. So,
yeah. People,
but I get what you. I get
Yeah, it's like
exactly what you're
please do
saying.
not. That was the only thing I asked. You could stay up. Well, no, he was in parts of dementia by then, so no. Do not smoke in my house.
well, he was in parts of dementia. That also adds another layer to the conversation, don't it?
But
And the
I
funny
still
thing
don't
about it
want
is,
smoking in my house. That's
I
all I
understand
ask.
that, but what I'm saying is trying to enforce a rule with someone who is battling dementia becomes complicated anyway.
Yeah, it does.
and I get
It
what you're
becomes
saying, Tracy,
complicated.
because I got my daughter right. My daughter came around, and I leave on certain lights, or me and Foxy, we leave on certain lights downstairs. And I found when I wake up in the middle of the night and look downstairs, it's like completely dark. And I'm looking at my daughter like, did you turn the lights off? Yeah. Why? Why did you turn the lights off? All my life, I've been growing up in this house. You kept yelling at me to turn the
Turn
damn
off
lights
lights.
off.
You did that.
You paying the bills and a blah, blah, blah. Now I'm grown and I come and y'all still leave the lights on. Okay, you got a point.
She
I
has a
get it.
point. You
I
told her to
get it
turn the
now.
lights
Yeah,
off.
yeah. But now
That's
stop.
why
She doesn't
90%.
understand that the lights is what keeps the goblins from coming up from the basement at night.
Foxy's videos
Respect the
of the
goblins.
week. Lord have mercy. When all
We
four of
live in
us
a
is on
society that don't respect the goblins anymore. See? What's wrong with you? If you
respect,
just sat, these are people who ain't never watched Critters or Leprechaun. They don't understand.
Yeah, we watch real things, not imaginary things on cereal boxes. Sorry.
this dude is talking about leprechauns and critters, and then look a nice story and turns around and go, "That's not real."
I know. She kidnapped him.
Still
That
talking
that
about
was kidnapping Granny. Granny did kidnap that man. She was wrong.
She was an overzealous church mother trying to show kindness.
Which is wrong.
it. He's got to keep the goblins away. First of all, in my grown,
Practice your faith, not my patience.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if my grown ass daughters, all of them, come in here talking about some damn goblins,
Bob, y'all got to go. Nah.
y'all,
It'd be because they didn't leave the light on.
what edible did you chew on before you came up here with this crap? Am I a patriot? It is 5 seconds, so I'm not even gonna take anybody down.
Hell yes, I am.
What was the flag?
Arrest Trump.
Arrest Trump. That's what makes her a patriot.
Huh. I look at people who claim to be a patriot and I automatically think that they full of some boo boo. Like that term has no value to me.
You working on the cussing too now?
It comes and goes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah,
I agree
it's a
with
struggle for us. We got to work on it.
you. I know. I'm working on it.
I don't
Says the
think that
person that
cursing
doesn't
is.
cuss at all.
I don't think cursing
I
is
literally
a
said
bad
this
thing.
year I was
sometimes.
not going to cuss one time, and I made it one
As much,
video.
I think is what you said.
Oh, I did say not as much?
Yeah, you did say
No,
no.
you backed it down to as much.
I'm
Your
good.
Yeah,
original
you backed it
commitment
down.
was
You
gonna
originally
stop.
said not at all, but then you was like, no, I'm gonna do as much, not as much.
Okay, no, I said at the beginning I was not going to cuss at all. Then I did cuss, and then I went, okay, now I'm going to go back to not as much. And I did pretty good. I haven't cussed as much as season 1 because season 1 was like, blankety, blank you. Season 2.
And I still appreciate when you do, you say sorry, Tracy. Like, I'm just gonna get offended and leave.
No, because you don't. And I'm not going to sit there and go out about I do that for everybody. Because the funny thing about it
You don't
is,
say sorry, Anna.
I learned the hard way.
He does when he starts to talk about something that has to affect with the LGBTQ community.
That's true. He does. That's true.
Because I learned this because and y'all didn't catch it. I did catch it. I sat there and said a while back, viewer discretion advised. And everybody on this, don't be saying viewer discretion. We ain't grown. You ain't got to do the Then later on down the line, I started showing videos. And what's the next thing out of people's mouth? Molly, you gotta warn us about this. You gotta warn us that when you gonna show this. I'm like, so from this point on, viewer discretion advised. I apologize, Tracy. Ella, this video is movable, so you got to move your eyes so you don't look at it. Viz, I know this is gonna piss you off, but it needs to be said and done and everything else. If you're mad at me after the show, so be it. During the show, whatever. What you're not gonna do is tell me, Molly, you caught me off guard. Y'all ain't doing that to me no more. Nope. Whatever.
Foxy, give that man a hug.
Please.
What?
He having a moment.
Come on, his daughters eat edibles. What are edibles? I really don't know. I seriously don't know.
It's usually a THC product, so it's like an extract from marijuana.
So it's
when you put it in your food.
They took
Usually
edibles, which made them paranoid, so they keep the light on.
People were like, "Oh, I got my edibles." I'm like, "Are those legal?"
I got a news flash for you.
Apparently they are. CBD edibles are illegal in most places now.
Yeah, so the same places saying edibles are legal or saying marijuana is illegal when you smoke. Ain't it the same thing?
Some of them. Marijuana laws are so stupid, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm confused, but that's gonna be on me.
Let me say it like this. This is what I knew it was going to be
different
dumb.
than CBD.
Yeah, this is how I knew it was going to be.
It's the amount of high you get.
Yeah, when they put the certain percentage of the chemical that make you high, when they start saying to a certain percentage, then when I heard that, I went, boy, this is about to be the dumbest rule that you ever put up, because one, it was, and trust me, It's awful. It's terrible. Don't bring it back. You're a piece of crap when you was doing it. Okay? So let me say
Talking
that.
about
When you will sit there saying a certain amount of a drug, a certain ounce of a drug, that was easy for you to make it illegal, to make it wrong and everything else. You don't know what the hell is in the drug. You don't know the amount of THC was in it. Why did you change it to you can't have but such and such amount of THC in that? So, whoa, it's over that. How the hell you know?
it's
How you
because they're
know?
working towards something, Marlon.
Because they test a lot of batches. They do know exactly how much
Yeah,
THC is in certain edibles, how much CBD, how much CBG, how much. They do know.
yeah.
And what
The
Marlon's
government's
got in
always
his
been the number
mouth is
one
nicotine.
drug specialist. But the thing is, but that's just it. Until they can find a way to effectively build the right tax base and put the right people in place to control the industry, they have it throttled in the way they do it right now. So they're making sure right now that they're very selective on who we can get a license to distribute. They're even more restrictive on who can get a license to grow it because they want to make sure that the money makes it back to the right places and that there's not a lot of black and brown people getting access to certain levels of it. They'll
Yep.
let you be a dispenser, maybe, right? Usually you have to have,
I'm
I
about to
mean,
say
this is
that
now this
maybe.
part is kind of conjecture. You got to have like a white backer somewhere, so but they'll let a certain number of non-white people be dispensers. You get up a little higher into the supply chain, it gets real white. You get down to the growers, almost all white. So they're making sure the infrastructure is there because once they're ready to go green light, then you're going to have a situation where tobacco is not going to be as appealing to people. And they're going to switch over to marijuana. Because see, marijuana, it'll slow you down, right? There are dangers to marijuana. Mainly it's social dangers, it's not individual dangers, right? The individual danger is going to be whatever you wrap the weed up in, because that can mess up your lungs or whatnot. But on the individual level, it can mess with, and then some people might not agree with me, but I've known enough smokers, your work ethic, because you're less motivated sometimes, your driving behavior, because your motor skills slow down. And basically, I really, and this is a personal thing. I really can't stand being around folks who always smell like some damn weed. I don't want to smell it all the time. I don't want to smell cigarette smoke. I don't want to smell cigar smoke, and I don't want to smell every time you open your car door and your smell is louder than your music. I don't like that. But that's a personal thing. So I can't really legislate that on nobody. But once they get the right things in place, it'll roll out. And also, you got this is a weird tangent, but like the EVs, electric vehicles. One of the main reasons you haven't seen that become more accessible to more people is because one, they don't have the charging stations all over the place. So only privileged people can really afford to have their own home stations and live in communities where the stations are more readily available. So until they can fix the infrastructure, they're not going to get them out as fast as they would like to. And then also the same industries who control fossil fuels are going to be controlling your electric grid.
Yep.
So they have to
And
get into a position so that they can stay on top. They're not going to just let this go wide open and ExxonMobil becomes a dying industry. They're not going to do that. So it all works together.
I'm gonna move on to the next video.
didn't mean to go poop for a drug because I really didn't know what it was. I was like, what are
And
they
I'm just
talking
gonna
about?
sit here and ignore the blatant atrocity towards cigar smokers, even if it is personal.
Everybody don't want to smell your cigar smoke, dude. There ain't nothing personal. It's what it is.
Well, if we ever
Right.
meet
You
up,
at home. Smoke it all up. When I go to cigar bar, I expect to be surrounded by cigar smoke. of the different types of smoke, I would rather smell cigar smoke. I think pipe smoke is the better one than cigar smoke, and then weed smoke. That's about as far as I can go because the rest of the smoke just is terrible. But when you go to a cigar bar, you know that you're going in there, and hopefully they have a good ventilation system so you don't smell like it all day. But whatever you wore, that's got to go to the dry cleaners because you can't.
Wow.
It's what it is. But I don't want to go to work and smell like your cigar.
Oh, when you get a message that you have a leaders meeting next week. Guess who won't be there? Next video. They're mad at us. I think.
I swear to God, they literally purposely made this whole division. Do they really want a civil war? Of course they do. They want to plan this out. A civil freaking war. Revolutionary war. Of course they do. Of course they do. The ones that created all this havoc, I'd have to prepare yourselves, you motherfuckers. Understand that. What you have done is literally pissing us off even more. Do you understand that? Their people are ready for this battle. You want the battle? It's coming. And believe me, the calling of all us patriots in America and worldwide, you got it coming. And watch what's gonna happen when you done, leave us the fuck alone. But you did not. You keep on doing all this nonsense, pushing it. And you all sold us out and you are pure evil. Evil. But guess what? Good over evil.
Take a meditate, do something. One, what the heck was she talking about? What was she mad at? Everything shouldn't be on TikTok. What? They keep dividing the patriots worldwide. I don't even. Who is she talking about? I can't.
Talking about you, Tracy.
I have absolutely not a clue.
I'm like, who is she?
No, she's talking about you. She's talking about you. She's talking about me. She's talking about Anna. She's talking about Marlon. That's who she's talking about. See, in her worldview, people who are opposing the established system are troublemakers, and it's worked for America up to now. And now all of a sudden it's a problem. That's how they see it. So they are the ones being set upon, and so they are ready to fight.
She didn't even say what she was mad about.
She's mad about being mad. And she's willing to kill over it.
Who is sitting around on the left talking about, you know, we good? A revolutionary war. I've heard leftists say some stupid stuff. Trust me. I'm like, you should really not say that. I have never heard any leftist ever say, you know, we need a civil war. Yep. What?
I have.
When? I've never heard it. I have never heard it.
So here's the thing, right?
I've heard plenty of revolution calls.
Absolutely. And I value myself to be a certain level of a revolutionary. It's just that there's a certain point that I have a structure to.
Yeah.
Right? Like you guys have heard me say plenty of times, you can't just go out there and you ain't got nothing to back yourself up. So when I'm talking about revolutionary thinking, true revolutionaries, like those who are more out there than me, will consider myself to be a pacifist or whatever, wishy-washy or whatever, because I believe that before I'm willing to say for my people to go out here and run up against the machine, I need to make sure that my children can eat. I got to make sure my elders can be relatively safe. I got to make sure that there's some way to sustain the effort while the fight is happening. But you got some people who are just so fed up, they don't care. They just want to run right into the machine. And those people do exist. Now, on the left, the main reason is because they literally come from communities that have been under assault for hundreds of years. So when they say they're ready to go fight, that's because if you push someone into a corner enough, they don't care about odds. They don't care about anything except fighting to get out of that corner. And America continues to push many communities into that corner and will not let up. So I understand that mindset that says, no, screw it. Y'all want to go? Let's go. I understand it. I
But
just
I've
don't
never.
want that to happen yet. But on the
I
right, them jokers are ready to go now because they feel that what happened in the Civil War was an unjust outcome. And they feel what happened in the 50s was an unjust outcome. And they feel what happened in the 70s was unjust. And so for them, it's one defeat after another, pushing their mentalities further into the corner. And now they want to fight their way out of the corner. Now, granted, they hold all the power. So I don't understand where they're getting this corner mentality from,
Yeah, I'm like,
but it
what?
doesn't matter. It
Huh?
doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. What matters is these people want to hurt you. And so long as the people on the left, because that's where my irritation lies, people on the left still want to pretend like we are not in the situation that we are. They still think we can just one good conversation away, one good election away. No, the people who are aligned against you might only be about 20 or 30% of the country. But that 20 or 30% has achieved what you need. Any movement only needs about 20% to be successful. Because 60% will never rise up. They will only be subjugated. So that other 20 can run hard. And these guys,
I still want to know what
guys
she
and
was
gals,
mad for. And that music in the back didn't help at all.
The
you
deal
not
is this.
knowing what she's mad for is why you are in danger.
The deal is this, and I've said it before on a lot of, the George Floyd killing and everything, and the burning buildings and the glass and the whatever you want to say. And people, so you're okay with this? No, I'm not okay with it. I wish this never happened. But two things you should understand. I don't condone it, but I understand it. And two, I don't wish this ever happened. But you have to understand, I wish what happened to make this come into fruition, I wish that didn't happen either. But it did. So this turn the other cheek mentality, I'm done with it. I'm literally done with it. I don't care. So this
The
lady
thing for
getting
me is
mad,
the pretending like it's not happening thing. That's what's
yeah.
getting to me.
These people that's getting mad and frustrated, irritated, aggravated, and everything else because they feel like they're losing power, which they're not. They just don't like some of the outcomes that is happening. Hey, I'll be the first to let you know I'm a revolutionary. I use my voice each and every weekend. But I always also said I don't want certain things to happen. But if it does, I completely understand. Because while you're complaining about, and I'm just throwing a number out there, 50 years of things being done that was physically, mentally, and emotionally didn't effing affect your life for generations. Be mad. My grandma used to say, get mad till you piss in your pants for all I care. Because I don't care anymore. You have taken all the care out of my heart. Again, I don't want it to happen, but when it does, if it does, I completely and totally understand it.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. And
And
when it
and
does, and when it does, And everybody wants to talk about how terrible and sad and bad and frustrated and aggravated and bad and dangerous and blah, 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 blah. Yes, it was. But what choice did you leave us?
Oh,
I said it.
Well,
I said
that's
it
the
last
other
night
part.
on the. I said it last night on the show. We're not laying down anymore. We laid down before, and it got worse. It's over. We're not laying down. We're not stopping. We're not even slowing down anymore. We're not going to win every battle. But this ain't no damn cakewalk, folks. As much as y'all want to do, and I understand Thea's thing, we need to get our crap together. But I'm telling you right now, this ain't gonna be no cakewalk.
So here's a couple things. Won't be a cakewalk, but it'll be a really one-sided ass whooping. Okay? First of all, we ain't got the numbers. So that's why I need people to be more intelligent about their revolutionary talk. Right? Because you ask for a fight, your ass can't fight. You know? You got a pistol and maybe one other type of gun. You going up against conservatives, right? Conservatives are people who have been taught to kill since they were children. See, you got anger. They got experience. You ever killed? I'm not talking about you, Marlon, per se. I'm talking about people out there who want to get really rambunctious with they talk. You ever killed an animal? You ever had to slice a living thing's throat? You ever had to pull the flesh off of something? You ever had to be right around the smell? Or look at something that was once alive, now looking at you with dead eyes? You never did that. They have. So where you have to take a leap from never having done these things to doing it to a person, they have to take a leap from having done this to animals and now having to do it to a person that they don't view as equal to their personhood. This ain't equal. Then you got a lot of force multiplier. A guy who's grown up, a guy or gal who's grown up hunting, that means they know how to be uncomfortable in the woods. They probably know more about flora and fauna than you ever will. And they can shoot 100 and 200 yards out. And they're 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. Meanwhile, if you can't see it, you can't shoot it. That's not an equal fight, folks. And then take it past that. Let's just hypothetically say Black and Latinos come together. Like, that'd probably be the most natural combination, right? Okay. That still ain't gonna get you but maybe 30-ish% of the population. Girl, you in trouble. Okay. Oh, sorry. Your white allies, let the bullets start flying. And now it's about your life. When it's about your life, people who were talking get real quiet. And they'll slide on back. They won't participate in what happens to you, but they're not going to be much use for you when the bullets are flying. Because they're scared of the same people. So if you want to be a revolution, this is the way I look at it. If you want to be a revolutionary out there, young brothers and sisters, be intelligent about it. Look at how the people fight in all these other countries. Look at the Ukrainian resistance. The difference between them and us, ain't nobody going to come and give us shit. Okay? Ain't nobody giving us a damn thing. Canada ain't if you are another country and you see America fall in a civil war, what side you gonna lean on? You're gonna lean on the side that you think is gonna win because you don't want to deal with them next. So I really need people to dial that back, take that energy and shift that into something. Be ready to fight if they come for you. But understand that at that point, the fight's already over. So go all out. Make it as even Stevens as you can possibly make it. But since we're not there yet, the more important thing I would love for people to do, educate your children, educate each other, build businesses, build small communities, build partnerships, build infrastructure, so that when this Jim Crow 2.0 really starts to come out, because it's already starting to happen, folks, if you pay half a damn attention, you will at least have some insulated things. Especially you guys out there who like to look back at the 1920s and 30s and 40s of Jim Crow segregation and be like, well, we were more together then. We had it better then when we were in segregation. First of all, you're a dumbass. There's a reason why we were more together.
You ain't been watching this show if you actually think.
Yeah, they haven't been watching this show. I'm like, yeah.
This damn show that wasn't true.
No, we were more together, but that's like being a bunch of people on a cell block. Yeah, you were more together because you had to be. So if you're willing to give up all your creature comforts to be more together so we can all suffer together, okay, you can get that. But I'm sorry, that was 2 rants. Dag nabbit. But I got it down to 2.
That's okay. That's okay because it works. It works for the next video.
No, because the other one I kept down to less than 3 minutes.
No, because you went off on me about saying send the man to work at Walmart.
Wait a minute.
Oh, now we were all in that one.
Wait a minute. Dude, you think you slick? Anybody catch on? It went from 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah, I'm sure did.
It wasn't.
I put a timer clock, and it's gonna be under 2 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yeah, I was a minute and 10 seconds.
I'm building. I'm getting better.
You're going the opposite
like weight
direction
training.
of your journey.
No, I'm not.
You said 2 minutes. Then
I fell
3 minutes.
I did. I said my timer was 2 minutes. Okay. My timer was 2 minutes, and I managed to hit the first mark. Okay. Then the second time, I went like 3 minutes, which means I did not hit my mark. But it was still better than when I do a 5-6 minute rant. So I'm saying it's still better. If you're measuring me against perfection, I will always lose. But I don't measure myself against perfection. I measure myself against how I performed previous. So I'm taking this as a particular level of a win. I can't save space.
Last video of the night. You're not going to see what.
Thank you, Anna.
You're not going to see what is written on the screen. But since we're on this subject, and this can be said across the board of everything we've said so far tonight, what's written on the screen is how I really want to respond when I hear hateful rhetoric from the GOP officials regarding kids, Native American, and history, CRT, teachers, and banned books. Add to what we just finished talking about, that fits into the category too. I'm not even going to take anybody down because I want to see everybody's expression. So, yeah, this is how I feel when we hold these type of conversations with people who just knowing beyond a shadow of a doubt they don't want to learn, they don't want to know, and they still pull out this BS like the people we had to deal with yesterday.
Shut the fuck up. Shut all the way the fuck up until you reach the top of Shut Fuck Mountain, where there are no more fuck ups to shut.
She could have said that up better. She had to use the F word all too many times.
Why are you trying to police this woman's speech? You know what? Women have had people police their speech forever.
Don't try
And
to
to
make this a
have
general. She said if she were a
one of
man,
their
I'd say the
own,
same things. Don't even make that. No,
one of
it's
her own sisters in the struggle.
Yeah.
Mm.
First Amendment.
I'm sorry. If she were a man, I would say exactly the same thing.
First Amendment.
The First Amendment does give you rights to say what you want. Doesn't mean I have to like it.
I'm gonna find that mountain. That literally is how I've been feeling. I'm sorry. I know what I say because it's late and everything else when I say I don't give a damn and my actions don't match my statements. But when I say I don't care no more, is when I go, I just don't care about your rhetoric anymore because one, it's full of crap. Did anybody pick up the new book I'm full of shit by that lady that was talking yesterday from Barnes and Nobles? No, you didn't, because you couldn't even try to put the definition of woke together.
Is this going viral? Is this gonna go viral?
That's what bothers me so much. Is I don't care about your crap anymore. I just don't. What I do take is what you are saying and the policies that's put in place for the people who actually give a rat's butt about what you're saying. I pay close attention to that. But your
Take your
comments
time,
on
Marlon.
the
Take your
comments on
time.
the videos and stuff like that.
Let them use you, baby.
Your
No,
comments on
Brianna Julie
videos and stuff
told her
like
to take
that
time.
is just hilarious to me because one, well, it's two things. One, you're not even coming up with anything brand new. Folks, we are going into the third season of this show. Do you honestly think you're going to say something we've never heard before? Really? Really?
Well, the thing that gets me, Marlon, is just how much. And I know everybody's out here. That's why we got all these different podcasts and different things. And so everybody's letting the things that usually rattle around in their head fall out of their mouth. But it's just so frustrating that people really do not think that they need to have any research or or deeper understanding than surface gut level to talk about these things. You know, you're gonna write a book and devote an entire chapter to AKA wokeism or whatever that is, and you can't, at the drop of a dime, give us a definition for it. Give us your
This
definition
is
for
going
it.
viral, isn't it?
I literally look. The funny thing
But I
about it
mean, that's
is
what happened.
we didn't even say because you couldn't even lie your way out of it. We didn't say give the definition of woke. Give your definition of woke, and you couldn't even do that. And you want me to still care about the crap that comes out of your damn mouth?
She could have literally opened her book, went to the
don't.
chapter, and then read what was in her book. But did
No,
she?
but she
Nope.
couldn't do that.
She
She
couldn't.
couldn't do that. And the reason
No,
why
the
is
word
because her
woke was part of the rhetoric. The definition of woke through her. The word woke is part of the.
But yes, she wrote a whole book about it.
Because her audience
in it. Which, by the way, Tracy, I guarantee you, there absolutely is not a chapter in it for woke.
I bet you there is.
I bet you there is. I bet you she wrote a whole chapter on it.
Really? If there's a definition of it in that chapter?
She should have opened that book. I didn't say the chapter had to be 15 pages. It could be 2 pages. You're like, well, that's a chapter.
Y'all, yeah, true. But you know, we got to be careful when we're having these discussions about these people. I mean, if they're not coming with righteous intent, then you're arguing a point around the point, right? Or as Lewis Black would say, you're you're debating the facts around the facts, not actually debating the facts. Her audience for this book is not the liberal thinker. Is not the independent thinker. It's a conservative audience. They've already decided for themselves what woke feels like.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the word selection is, it's the feeling. And so when you have someone who's operating off of a belief system, no, there is no definition, right? If you ask somebody who is, religious, well, define faith. Closest thing they're going to give you is the scripture. Now, faith is a substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not yet seen. That is not a definition, but it is a guidepost towards what this means to me, right? It's a person's faith is huge. I would think most of us would agree. Whether it's rightly placed or wrongly placed, their faith is a huge construct that they build upon and they layer things into, and it goes into how they view family and social and God and all of these things. These people just take a new slogan and make it part of their religion. Woke is a part of their religion. Now, if you look at the things that woke manifests in, it's usually anti-black, anti-general term gay. Really what it is, anti-icky. What makes me feel uncomfortable? If I feel uncomfortable, it is woke. That's it.
Okay, let me help you. Let me help y'all people out.
Yep, just like the trade development in East
hilarious.
Palestine.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, you're going down the wrong path. You're not gonna listen. I'm just doing this for my own entertainment because, again, somebody's gonna listen to this and go, "Yeah, that makes sense." Okay. At any time, your policies, your procedures, or your rules, government, state, city, lifestyle choices in your life is dictated by the effing colors of M&Ms, you're going down the wrong path.
According to you. Because Marlon, where does it stop? You see, first, we talk about, no, where does it stop, Marlon? I mean, you tell me I have to be accepting of George wanting to be called Mary. Then you tell me I have to be accepting of George wanting to be referred to as she. Then you tell me I have to be accepting of George having a transition procedure done, and now I not only have to call George Mary, and I have to use George's pronoun of she, but I also have to call George a woman. And now you're taking the candy, and the candy that has been cast as a traditional woman. I don't know how Eminem is a traditional woman, but cast as a traditional woman for 50 years, and you want to make it asexual. So now everything is just topsy-turvy and blended together, Marlon. Where's the line, Marlon? Where's the line?
Y'all both is wrong. This all started with Minnie Mouse wore pants. And I don't understand how nobody's...
That was because they hate Hillary Clinton. See, Minnie Mouse put on that pantsuit, and immediately she was Hillary Clinton. And
do y'all hear this? Do y'all actually hear this crap? Do y'all this is the Civil War you want to fight for? Minnie Mouse and M&M's. This is your fight.
Hey, we haven't even started on the Donald Duck, Daffy Duck wars. I mean, we could go a whole hour on that.
And when are we actually going to start talking about the Pluto versus the Goofy situation?
I know, right? People don't even want
When
to
we going to
discuss
actually
it.
get into that?
We need to learn how to get along, people.
I hate you all. I really do. Y'all make this so much worse than it actually is.
We can't hear you.
Good. I didn't say anything very nice.
He having one of them moments.
I didn't say anything that's very nice. So good. You didn't hear me.
Oh, I heard you.
All they did was change the M&M shoes.
Yep.
And Disney scandals.
This, before I have an aneurysm, please tell everybody where they can find you.
ComplexSimpleMan.com or Complex Mind / Simple Man on YouTube.
Because I couldn't say that shit worth a damn.
I know you called me simple-minded like 3 times, but it's okay.
I tried my best.
I kept saying Merlin. No.
I tried my best not to do it, and I kept like, oh, I'm so tired. I know I'm going to mess this up. Anna?
I can be found at LoreliaEtc.com.
That was enjoying herself. Tracy?
TracyMediaLLC.com and join us this Friday because High Heels and Blue Jeans is making its debut. Yes.
But also remember what happens Tuesday.
No, we're not going to remember.
Tuesday.
The Tracy show comes on Tuesday. That's right.
Tracy show comes on Tuesday. That's what we were talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, that is our show for tonight. Oh, and what a great show it was. I do appreciate this.
Oh, wait. The one thing about High Heels and Blue Jeans, we're going to invite everybody to do like an Ask Us nearly anything. So if you have any questions, if something coming on your mind, you want to ask us about it. Thank you. Okay, that's it.
We'll be open to viewer questions.
Even from us?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
Tracy was real slow on that one, boy.
I said absolutely.
We get.
We're going to have fun. We're going to have a lot of fun. We got a lot of things planned.
Oh, especially the questions I'm going to come up with. And until next time, we will see you when we see you. Peace.
Nearly anything. Nearly.
Nope. I heard everything.
We're going to find out who's the dominatrix out this joint.